So I just want to show what I'm going to be doing a little bit step by step. So first thing I'm going to do is plant my bigger plants that are pretty much going to come back every year. I prefer to do perennials just because it takes a lot of work to get a garden ready. But here these poor artichokes have been waiting for about a month and a half to get planted. So they don't look the greatest, but they've done a great job surviving. These are some plants that were here from the previous owners, and I thank them for their love of gardening as well. We have another artichoke, and we're beginning planting about 5. They do take a couple years to get going, so it is important to get them started. That and asparagus on, your property, your garden, your homestead, which I'm going to call my lovestead because I'm just in love with this place, or maybe my dreamstead. There we go, because this is my dream garden. I've literally dreamed of this garden for years, and I never thought I would have anything so beautiful and perfect for me. So I'm just very, very thankful. So I'm just working on my dreamstead, my dream garden, and it's a beautiful day to do that. So step 1 was adding in the plants that we already had that weren't seeds. So like I said, I did about 5 artichokes. We have several lavender plants, a couple flower plants. I don't quite remember their name. They have a funny name. I want to say bearded tongue. They're supposed to bloom late into the season and have pretty red flowers. But typically when I plant, I'm going to try this, I don't know if it's a new technique, but I used to separate my plants like evenly throughout the whole garden. And of course, like the artichoke, I will, because they just take up so much nutrients and so much space. And those were, designed to go in places that they could do so, like in the corner there and some other well-chosen spots. But when it comes to some of the flowers, I'm going to try planting them in groups. So there are 3 lavender together, and try to walk slow. Over here we have 3 of those, what I'll call bearded tongue plants till I can find their correct name. So I'm going to do the same thing with the seeds as well. I also planted over here a pretty peppermint plant, and I have 2 sages. And once I'm done, I'm trying to beat the sun, but once I'm done, I'm going to replace it with those identification tags that I'm going to show you here in just a moment. So as I am doing the seeds, and the seeds that I have are from Siskiyou seeds, and they're absolutely beautiful. I've not used them before, but they sell them at the Ashland Co-op, and I believe they do have an online site because they do have a seed book that I got there. But I want to keep track of what does well in what area, and just so I have knowledge for next season for extending the garden. And because we have so many bees, I want to make sure that we're planting things that will support their needs as well, which in turn supports our needs and honestly everyone else's. So what I do here is I had these little flower tags, and let's see where my little garden station area here is a little bit of a mess, but somewhere in here is my Sharpie. And so I'm just going to take a silver Sharpie and write on them what the seed pack number is. So I'm going to associate each one with a number. Like this one is number 2, marigold. And then I'm just going to do on one side the number and on the other the name. And that way I can keep track as they're starting to grow. And also that way I don't think they're weeds and accidentally pull them as well, which I could see myself doing. I'm sometimes a little quick with the pulling. And I've pulled many a wildflower trying to grow in my garden. So I'm going to get busy and I'll show you kind of what that looks like in a little bit. One thing I want to show you before I'm all done that worked really well is I have 3 of those identification tags. And as I was doing the seeds, because we're going to be doing a lot of seeds in this area, as you can see, there's a lot of open space and dirt. We want to try to fill it as much as naturally possible. But so what I did is I took the 3 tags and I marked the section where they're planted. So that way when I go in with my next bit of seed, I know kind of roughly where the boundary is and I won't ruin what I just did. So just a little tip or trick, and I hope that works for you and your future planting. Okay, here is a happy gardener who is done for the morning. I tried to do some before the sun gets too hot, harsh, burning, whatever you want to call it. But I got the seeds planted, and now I'm just letting the sprinkler lightly wet the ground. And then I'm going to come back into the garden later and start to work some more on our containers, which we need to buy more of. We're kind of clearing some space. But because of the back challenges I have, we took some time to really think about how we wanted to do our gardening, and for our vegetables primarily. With our flower gardens, we want to set it up correctly to hopefully not need a lot of work in the future, but with our vegetables that are going to be kind of a yearly thing, we want to do good raised beds so I don't have to bend over hardly at all. In the field behind, we're going to be doing a lot of raised beds next year with some awesome arched trellises and stuff like that. So it'll be really exciting to see that come along, and I would love it for you to be along for the ride. There are chicks. They're super sweet. They were literally begging to get out of their little home this morning. Hey, girlfriends. Hi, girls. Checking us out. Hope you guys have a good day. Sorry, I was talking to the chickens, but I hope you have a good day too. I know I've had a great morning, and this is always a great start to any day, so be blessed.